get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. Movie screens, then life's the biggest production, and it's a bitch with a big appetite for seduction. All of a sudden, niggas fussing for a big introduction.
Hey y'all, this is Daniel. Welcome to Blunt Talk, baby. How we doing? This is the season premiere, baby, for season 2. I know it's crazy that we back and we dropping this on Halloween, baby. So you know it's about to get really scary. I got 4 special guests today for the Roundtable episode of Blunt Talk. First off, let's start off with my cousin Martin De Anda. How you doing, Martin?
Hey Danielle, how you doing, man?
Good, man. I'm chilling. Second off, we got my man G. How we doing, G?
What's good, my guy? How you doing?
Good, man. We got the Blunt Talk episode coming. Next up,
Yes,
I got my man Dorian. How we doing, Dorian?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm chilling, my brother. Lastly, but not least, we got my homie Tanner. How we doing, Tanner?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Good. We got the whole squad. We got the squadron, the team, and now we're about to start the episode, my guys. First off, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, man.
We're
Feeling great, man. Got some good fantasy wins over the weekend.
okay. I see you in the fantasy grind.
Wish I could say the same. It's a Monday.
Marty started Cam Newton, if that tells you anything.
Oh,
Oof.
no.
That's a no bueno.
That's a dub.
That was a no bueno.
Hey, but I still won. That's all that matters.
Okay. You still got the dub, even though Cam Newton and the Patriots got rocked that the last game that they played. I forget who they played, but it was not a good scoreboard.
San Fran.
That
Right?
makes sense.
Wasn't
I think you might be right then. Damn.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Let's start off with the first topic of the episode. Since I'm dropping this on Halloween, all the questions and topics are going to be a little bit Halloween related in their own different sort of way. First question is, who's the scariest team of all time? So when I say this, guys, and to the people listening, it's basically in any sport. It doesn't matter how major or how unprofessional the sport is, as long as we can all get in consensus and talk about it. So anyone wants to start off naming a team that you think is the scariest of all time?
I can go first. If you want
Go
me to.
for it, my G.
So I took your question and I kind of changed it a little bit. And I'm kind of talking about 3 teams here, but
Okay.
I'm really talking about one player. And I'm talking about LeBron James specifically in the playoffs. So
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why, as I'm getting calls from a million different people. I apologize.
You're
So I
fine.
got some stats for you, right? We all know how athletic LeBron is, right? He's only gotten better with age. He doesn't seem to age, right? He's an alien. You guys know all that stuff, right? So we all know he's been to the last 9 of the last 10 NBA finals, right? Now he hasn't won them all, right? He's got 4.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you guys knew this, right? He's never missed a playoff game due to injury, which is 258 consecutively,
Yeah.
right? The second highest is 182, right?
Oh, wow.
And this is all despite having the highest usage percentage at 32.1%. So he's the highest used player in the playoffs in the modern era, right? Has the most consecutive games, doesn't miss, right? And, right, has the most points in playoff history as well as the most assists, right? So he's dominant, right? It should be in GOAT talks, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to kind of bring up that he, I would hate to face any LeBron-led team, especially the Lakers this year in the playoffs.
I agree with you, man. I don't think I could honestly argue against that much, because you've seen throughout LeBron's career how he's been able to transform any team and any player that's on his team, his squad, into like a more productive, efficient player. He does it for everyone too. And not just that, the longevity. He's 30-something, like 37, if I'm not mistaken. Man's not getting any younger, and he's done it for so long now. Like, it's insane, and I don't even know if he's going to stop. The one reason I would say is that I didn't like your answers just because, like, that's technically, like, LeBron in every team. I mean, it's to be fair, LeBron in every team is scary, so I'll give it to you, though. Anyone else want to butt in or say anything about that?
Okay, I just want to say that I think LeBron's going to go down as the greatest of all time. I just want to put that out there. I feel like the things that he's done,
Okay.
unmatched.
Okay.
But for me, I would say the scariest like team would be the Bulls. I think it was when the year that they set the record for most wins. Well, before
If
the
I'm not
Warriors beat it.
mistaken, that's 96.
That was 96.
I
Yeah,
think that was
96.
96.
Yeah.
That
95,
team was-
96.
95.
Yeah, that team. I would not. No,
That team was very
there's no
difficult.
way I could play them.
Yeah. The problem with that team is you had Michael Jordan, and then not only that, their second option was Scottie Pippen. You had the triangle
Yeah.
offense. You had Phil Jackson. It's Phil Jackson. Everyone's heard of Phil Jackson at this point, I feel like. Not only that, you had Dennis Rodman too for some of those years, and Horace Grant. Those teams, you're speaking more of the mid '90s ones though, with Dennis Rodman, which like there's
Yeah.
no difference honestly. I don't think you can really go wrong if mentioning, but you're right because that's the team that originally had broken the regular season wins record. So that was
Yep.
one of my answers too. So I agree with you. Anyone got
Yeah.
anything to say against that?
No,
Oh,
you
I
can't
get
really argue 72 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
and a chip?
when I was thinking about this, it's in baseball, for example, you had the San Francisco Giants back in the early 2010s, which it was pretty funny because they were winning a chip every uneven number years. So they won, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2011 and 2013 and 2015.
Oh, I did not even know that.
So it was kind of crazy because that's the first thing I think of is scary because you didn't want to face them because you didn't know if this was their year or not. And they were very inconsistent with that, but they were still a scary team to play. And also you got the A-Rod and Derek Jeter Yankees, in my opinion. I'm being biased because I'm a Yankee fan, but like if you was facing both of them and the lineup the Yankees had for those rosters, you were kind of gonna be having a long night and no sleep that night, if you know what I'm saying.
GG's.
Yeah. Anyone else got any other teams they want to mention?
I just want to add.
Go for it, Morton.
I was just gonna add on to what you guys said so far. I mean, like if it wasn't for like LeBron, like Tanner said, and you got the Bulls of '98, you wouldn't have the I wouldn't say scariest, but one of the most annoying managers. And I don't mean to say that by personality, just by appearances in the finals. You wouldn't have Steve Kerr, who would lead the Golden States at 3, 4, countless finals, then literally bug the shit. My apologies, bug LeBron in a way that would be pretty impressive. I mean, like they held him back for 3 years. He could have easily had 3 more championships under his belt. But
yeah,
I mean that collection of shooters that can hit from the 3-point range, it was very, very impressive.
The Warriors, those Warriors teams were very scary.
KD Warriors.
When healthy.
KD Warriors is crazy.
When healthy.
If you didn't think the Warriors were crazy beforehand, they added KD too. So just to make sure that you're scared of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was unfair at that point.
A little, but I mean,
that was
okay. I'm not gonna say unfair. I'm gonna say it was devastating.
Yeah,
it was cheesy of KD to go to the Warriors though.
Yeah, he lost to them. There's a difference because a lot of people. I hate to make the conversation of this, but a lot of people say LeBron started first when he did the whole decision and everything. But there's a difference when you leave your team to go to the team that eliminated you from the playoffs. When LeBron left his team to a team that he hadn't ever faced in the playoffs in any of the late rounds,
and they were not.
They were
exactly. It was a
at
team that was built up on that free agency. That's a different type of scenario, in my opinion. But those Heat teams too, those were scary a little bit. People forget, but LeBron, when he went to South Beach with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, people were scared for a second.
2013 Miami Heat. That was a pretty scary team. I think that was their best team.
It's not a team, but I wanted to mention John Jones in UFC for the people here that know a little bit of UFC. The way I typed it in was that he was on his Michael Jordan run for the longest of times. When you really think about it, John Jones was like left and right. And then like talking on some WWE, if you remember old WWE when you had Randy Orton knocking out all these old legends, because they made
Yeah.
The
this gimmick
legend
be
killer. Come
the
on.
legend
He got the
killer. You know what I
nickname for a
mean?
reason.
That felt like John Jones for a second because they were putting up Chuck Liddell and like all these other people, and I was like, no, don't do it to him. Like, no. And I don't know. That's my comparison. It's kind of like a Randy Orton-esque career for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John
no, I
Jones is a
think
beast.
John Jones is probably the scariest dude walking the planet. But for my scariest team, you guys kind of touched on it. I was gonna join the Warriors after they won 73 games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you win 73 games, you only lose 9, but you lose in 7 in the finals. Then you add the best player in free agency to your team. You know, I'm surprised they didn't go undefeated.
I know. Greatest scorer of all time.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, though. They didn't
I'm
actually go
not
undefeated.
gonna say he's the greatest scorer of all time.
I'm gonna say he's the greatest scorer of all time. I think he is.
Wait, who's this? KD?
KD.
KD,
Yeah.
He's definitely okay.
I don't
he's
like KD, man. I mean, he's good. I don't like him.
I like
He-
KD.
he's a beast, but the problem is because scoring wise, your argument is very valid when you say that. Because scoring wise, KD can score any possible way you give him an option for.
Any spot on the court against any
But
defender.
I don't know if I can easily say off the bat the greatest scorer though, because I feel like someone like MJ could easily outscore him better than like can do any move that KD would do on the court in a way. And there's other people.
How about
What?
sorry,
Not Tanner.
how
You
about
you-
James, I was gonna say, how about James Harden though, man? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he might be. I don't know. Sometimes he kind of
James
strikes me as more
Harden is
dynamic.
very efficient in his
to me.
scoring, but that's, in my opinion, the reason with James Harden is more like a system base. Because if he wasn't playing in Houston and getting everyone to move out of the way from his isolation every possession, he wouldn't be able to do the scoring he does. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but yeah.
I agree to an extent, though, Danielle, because that could be even in any sport, man. I mean, one athlete can be very efficient. I mean, he's definitely worth his money. But would I argue that I'm going to compare and contrast across, different generations or decades? I mean, he's not even in the discussion for a GOAT, hands down. I'm going to leave it at that. He's a really good player, just like Zlatan Ibrahimovic was, just like
I actually had Zlatan as my answer for soccer. That Barcelona team with Messi, Zlatan, Samuel Eto'o.
Oh my God,
Ronaldinho, bro.
But again, the point I'm trying to make, though,
everything
is like, they're good, but like they're effective. I wouldn't say they're the best though, because there's other players that can do a lot more, points per game, in my opinion. The stat
I know what you mean.
Speak. I mean, that's just it,
Yeah.
man. I mean, you can look at Mike Tyson right now, and it's a whole different league. And he went pretty much undefeated until he got his couple losses. I mean, Khabib, who just retired, man, that was pretty impressive. 29-0.
Khabib,
That's
yeah.
true.
I mean,
That's
dude,
true. Khabib
that's
is
just
retired.
nuts.
Khabib
That's
retired.
absolutely crazy. Do it with the broken foot 3 weeks prior, and then your dad dies. Talk about the emotions that go through you before you get your last, TKO.
Hey, I actually want to change my answer for UFC. Khabib's my answer for UFC because you gotta be scared of Khabib if you see him walking on the street.
He beat McGregor,
He's a killer.
man. Put McGregor.
My runner-up
under Rousey.
was Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if that.
Oh, I was going to say too.
Floyd Mayweather. And the topic of boxing, I put Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't know if any of you guys remember him from the classics, but like I just remember Fight Night and then looking up his highlights from playing with him in Fight Night. Sugar Ray Leonard was a monster.
How about Mike Tyson and Tiger Woods? How about these?
Tiger Woods deserves to be in the discussion because Tiger Woods was like so hyped up in his own sport that like when you know that he was like in the later rounds in the specific cups or tournaments, he was taking it. You know what I mean?
Well, he was doing it on the golf course and off the golf course.
Yeah.
Where Tiger was a busy man.
He was. They don't call him Tiger Woods for nothing. They call him Lime Woods, if that was the case.
Tiger Woods, what a guy.
Hey, Tiger Woods the GOAT though. If it wasn't for Tiger Woods, I don't think golf would like be as relevant as it is. I feel like he made golf go another level.
Yeah, that's how I even started sometimes watching golf. It was Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to talk about Tom Brady real quick before we go either.
I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is the best
you can't go
NFL player
wrong
of
with
all
Tom
time.
Brady.
He's definitely the best quarterback of all time.
How many rings did he have again?
He's got 6, no?
That's what I thought. He had more than one hand.
Yep.
Yep. That's that Jordan like friendship. I don't know what you want to call it.
That's nuts.
And Tom Brady about to get his 7th this year.
Nah, stop it.
I don't know about that.
Check out the Pats
It is
without
possible,
him,
but
check out the Pats without him now, right? That just shows you how good he is. They're terrible now. The same team.
yeah.
It's the same team. What changed? That's how
Him.
I view it. Yeah, exactly. He changed.
Yeah.
But nah, he's not gonna win this year.
I don't think he can, yo. I don't know.
He
I
could,
don't know,
absolutely.
man. They
Hey,
just,
man, anything's possible. You never know.
We'll see what they do.
if we being honest, we should throw Tampa in the scariest teams too. You got Brady, Gronk, Mike Evans, Godwin. They just signed Antonio Brown.
Bro, this
It's
man
about to
Rob
get really scary.
Gronkowski's out here in Tampa partying, going to the bars. He doesn't care for the games anymore. What you mean?
He's been going off the past couple weeks.
Yeah,
That's
Gronk.
been solid.
Hey, that just means he's gonna get injured soon. And that's how I view it. Because Gronk's with the injuries a little bit. I don't know, man.
I hope not.
Hey,
He's
be
been
careful
eating.
with those words, Dorian. You don't want there to be a terrible tragedy on Halloween this year. We're talking about 2020 Halloween, not 2021. Maybe next year we can talk about Tampa being like a scariest team, but right now, all potential, just like Josh Allen was for this last couple of days.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Him and Diggs have been invisible since their bye week. Or maybe they didn't have their bye week. Maybe no, they did because of that COVID thing. I think I don't recall.
Yeah, because of the
Only
Titans.
cases.
Mhm. Y'all got any other teams you guys want to mention for the scariest team?
Yeah, I got one. The Real Madrid team that played in those 3 UEFA Champions League
Oh,
finals.
the ones that won the triple, like in Champions League. Oh,
Dude, those finals, they either broke
They-
their opponent's
yeah.
arms, or they scored crazy bicycle kicks, or they scored in extra time.
yeah.
The Sergio Ramos header against Atletico Madrid to be the
Mhm.
equalizer and then win the game 3-1 in overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, then you got Gareth Bale bicycle.
Gareth Bale scored 3 goals, right? Or am I bugging? He scored 3 goals and he did
3?
like 2 bicycle kicks in one game or something.
I mean, 3 back-to-back
Jesus.
Champions Leagues with Cristiano, Zidane.
Yeah.
You can ask for a
But
better.
they don't. The crazier part of this is Ronaldo left after they won the first Champions League of that trio, right? Or did he leave after the second one?
No, he won the first 3 with them, and then he left and missed the 4th one that they.
Oh, I thought they won one without Ronaldo.
They did, and that was after he left, and then Zidane would leave after that too.
Okay, I remember now. But
then
I
he-
remember
yeah,
the one I remember the most is the one with Gareth Bale because he made the 2 bicycle kicks in the save game, and that had me shook, bro. I was running around the house after I saw that, bro.
It's impressive, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but that's another good team to mention. I was gonna say for the last soccer team before we switch the topic. I was gonna say the Arsenal Unbeatables or whatever they were called back with Sol Campo. The undefeated Arsenal, that team was crazy. Like it was a bunch of the London people. I don't know. That team was really nice historically, and they had Thierry Henry too. I butchered that name, but
There's a curse with that though because they won it at Hybrid. That was their last football grounds out in England, and then they built the new stadium, the Emirates, and after that they haven't been in.
that's why they're trash now because they changed stadiums because they've been trash for the longest time now. No
Yeah.
offense if you're an Arsenal fan, I just don't like you. But
They have better luck being a Manchester City fan at this point.
all right. Any other thoughts about the scariest team though for anyone? Tanner, Dorian, G.
Nah, I can't really think of any other teams right now.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if y'all can see it in the back, but you got the Lakers banner right there. You could talk about the Shaq Kobe Lakers. I mean,
Ooh,
That is a very scary team to play against. That was a
Yeah.
dynamic duo.
the best 1-2 punch.
15-1 in the playoffs. Only loss was because AI put 40 up and stepped over Ty Lue. But other than that, they went undefeated in the playoffs. You can't. And they won 2 more chips after that too. So
Hey Dorian, I'm gonna ask you a very personal question. How do you feel that the refs helped you win against the Sacramento Kings?
there's no such thing as the refs helping anybody.
It's jokes. It's jokes. It's jokes. But
A ref
yeah,
never helped me put the ball in the basket.
those Lakers teams with Shaq and Kobe, Rick Fox, they even had Karl Malone and Gary Payton for 1 year. Those teams were nice. Those teams were really nice.
Yeah.
How about let's go over quickly the second question because I don't think it's gonna last us as long as this scariest team one. But what do you think is like the scariest logo, team or team name or mascot, stadium, anything that goes for like the brand of a team or a logo of a team, like the franchise? You know what I mean?
Got you. One word: red legs.
Red legs.
You ever heard of Redlegs Cincinnati?
Nah.
Red legs?
Redlegs.
Never heard of red legs, man.
You got to
Nah.
pull up a photo real quick then. Redlegs.
Well, why don't you hold up? Red legs?
Red legs.
Somebody share a photo of red legs. Can we look up all the ones we're talking about? I mean, that's more fun. Somebody should share their. You can go on Google and share your screen, bro.
I'm about to.
Share your screen. Look up Redlegs Cincinnati baseball team. Just don't stare in his eyes, guys.
Red legs.
Sure.
What?
Redlegs. One word. One word.
You
Redlegs.
said so. Red legs.
One word. One word.
Oh, one
Red
word.
Yeah. One word, but it's baseball. You definitely
I
got
just realized that might be.
It'll come up like that, probably. Red legs.
Red legs. That's such an odd name.
Well, it's the Cincinnati Reds, so
The Cincinnati
what
Reds.
is it?
Red leg is a term used to refer to poor whites that live or at one time lived in Barbados, St. Vincent, Grenada, and a few other Caribbean islands. That's why they're called the
Oh
Reds.
my god. I did not
That's
know
why they're
that.
called the Reds.
I don't
Wait,
think
what?
that's in reference to that, is it?
I think I don't know.
It can't be,
Look up
bro.
images. Look up images.
Look images,
No.
yeah.
I don't know if I want to. Oh my god.
Yo.
That dude?
Pick the one right there. That one. The third image. The second. Right there. Don't look at his eyes though.
Yo, that is creepy.
Scariest mascot I've ever seen in my life.
That's Mr. Red Legs.
Mr. Redlegs.
You gotta get that right.
That is
Damn.
creepy.
He doesn't like being disrespected. Look at him. That's ugly. Yeah, that's pretty ugly.
That is very ugly, guys. I don't know.
This is what kids are gonna look like after they eat so much candy, man. They're gonna be like really like sugar high. Man.
jazzed up,
Eyes of Cuba's gonna dilate.
He's jazzed up. That's a good one.
That's
like
a
that
good one. That was a good shout because at first it caught me off guard. I was like Cincinnati Red, but it took me a minute. But I hope that. Hey, I really hope that's not why they're called the Reds, though.
I
You
never
never
I
know.
don't think so. That said Barbados and Ireland. Cincinnati's
Yeah.
bad.
Cincinnati.
Okay. Before we started recording the episode, I had mentioned the New Orleans Pelicans when they had the Pelican mascot because, my God, that Pelicans mascot was scaring children. They were getting complaints, like the workers from the stadium or like the personnel. They were getting complaints from the people. They were saying, "Yo, my kid's scared of the mascot," and they changed it. They changed it to the ugly baby because I think the name of their stadium
I
is
do
the.
remember that.
He's terrifying.
Yo, look up King Cakes, man. You got to look these. That's what Sorry, I keep making you. I want
King
you to. I want to
Cakes?
see these. That's the baby.
That's the one.
King Cakes.
Yeah,
baby.
because
That's the
it was
Pelican baby.
King Cakes.
Yeah, that's the baby.
I had him as my
The
first name,
stadium was the Smoothie
This
King
is-
Center.
That thing's terrifying, man.
I figured this would be everybody. Okay. What the heck? King Cake, you got to type King Cakes baby. Because it's supposed to be like for a cake shop in New Orleans.
The baby you find in the king cakes.
There you go.
Yes, the one you find in the cakes.
That is freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the King Cakes because it's their brand, right? Am I wrong? about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that beautiful baby.
And then show us the Pelicans that you were talking about earlier.
The Pelican. Let's see if I can find it.
Bro, if that
Sorry,
baby
That was
just
the
be doing
baby
a basketball
mascot,
game,
bro.
Yeah, for New Orleans.
I just think we should look at all these because
Let's
it's
see.
more fun that way. Oh, that thing is ugly.
I look at them
Look at
side
him.
by side. You get the king cakes and the baby.
His face is bad.
Man,
That's
that
a
was-
that's the better one.
And
The other one's worse. The
I
other
don't know about y'all,
Yeah,
but I can't tell you what's
Oh.
worse, their team or their mascots.
hey,
I
they're not that.
know.
Hey, wait for Zion. Just wait.
I'll trust the process like I did with the 76ers.
Yeah,
okay,
just wait for it.
okay.
Can I tell you mine before you get off of Google? Ah, there he went.
What you want? You want another one?
Mine's just it's fine. You don't have to look at it, but when I describe it, it's not going to make sense to you unless you see it. It's the Wichita State Shocker.
Oh, I know
Oh,
what you're
I know what
talking
it is.
about.
I
The
know what
Wichita
that is.
State Shocker
That
is
thing is
not.
freaky.
Oh, that I haven't seen it like in person though.
He's got a furry cupcake head and a penis nose. So just look at it and then tell me you don't agree. And I didn't even look this up, dude. I've always thought this about this thing. This thing is ugly. Like the mascot. Always thought this. Look at the
Oh, what
that
the
guy.
heck, yo? That's how it looks in like in
So the logo is
costume?
one thing. Yeah, the mascot. When I've
actual
seen him in like
mascot.
the tournament is bad. Expand that thing. at that thing.
Yo,
Yeah, he's ugly as hell.
That
it
is
looks like a
weird.
bucket. It looks like a yellow bucket.
Hey, that's Tyler. That's Tyler. He's a bucket.
So that was my answer because I knew everybody would pick the baby. So
That's not very pleasing to look at. Okay. Anyone else got any other shouts or anything like mascots,
think-
logos?
I think
Nah.
the Phillies mascot is kind of ugly,
The Fanatic?
The
especially
fanatic.
when it like.
is that the one that runs?
Yeah, it's the big fat green one.
The Flyers or the 70s or the baseball team.
The baseball team.
I think they have the same mascot, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they're both fuzzy, but one's orange, the other one's green.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about
What's
the
up?
green one.
Oh,
Yeah.
The orange one's name's Grizzy, right? What was
Grizzy, I
it?
think it's Grizzy.
Yeah.
So this is it. You guys see it. Very
Man, I got
furry.
Phillies.
Okay.
They can on this.
But you're saying the Flyers one is pretty ugly too, in my opinion. I think it's just a Philly thing, but
He's funny. I like him though.
I like the Philly Fanatic.
yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. I can't complain. He really does put entertainment.
Ooh, that one's ugly.
But it's goofy, though.
Yeah.
I don't like that one. That one is not good.
He's rocking that beard out in public.
He
I don't think I've
does,
ever
he
seen
does.
that.
Yeah, that beard is actually very crazy.
He looks like
I went to a Flyers game. I saw him in person, and it was like I was like shook. I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean?
Those are good ones.
I can't think of any other like logo, mascot, or stadium because I'm trying to think of what was the team in football, but it was like I don't know if it's a Seahawks stadium because their stadium is really weird, like built or designed.
I
In
think
my
you're
opinion,
talking about the Seahawks. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I think the Seahawks is not scary, but it's just weird
It's the
itself. It's like,
loudest, though, man. They get loud in there.
It is the loudest.
yeah,
That's what's scary about it, man, because you could mess up in it. Because they play Seattle Sounders play there, and so does the Seahawks.
that's a good point.
Everybody
Yeah,
can mess up when it gets loud, like because it reaches like a bunch of like I don't remember the octaves, but it reaches quite the volume.
isn't another sign made on purpose for that? That like on the sides, for example, the bleachers, they're like they kind of I don't know how to explain it. Like they come back.
Yeah, but I think it's to silence the coaches from sharing their their plans and strategy to the players, so the players are more confused and in disarray than focus and determined to win the game.
Yeah, that does make sense and work too. All right, then let's move on to the next question. Then, who's the dirtiest player that you would never want to face or play against?
That's easy.
Go for it then.
You could either do Pepe the Butcher back when he played for Real Madrid, or you
Oh
could
my
use
God.
Sergio Ramos that played for Real Madrid. Regardless, if you're on your team, you knew you're going to win the game, but
Yeah, they're probably gonna injure 2 people in the process.
and you'd be playing with 10 men before 90 minutes were over. But if you're playing against them, you're either going to end up like Mo Salah and become a
Oh,
savage.
Mo Salah, bro, he was out for like what,
Yeah,
like
but
a
they called him
year?
Mo Salah after that injury.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to just you're going to get really hurt, man. You get like a stud to the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Nice new tattoo on your calf.
In soccer, I think you can mention too Luis Suarez because he's had the multiple biting people incidents. I don't know how you can get away with saying I didn't mean to bite him when like you're clearly going for like a bite on the person.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Like I played soccer. My mouth was never open or biting
That's
people.
what I'm saying. You don't open your mouth for like you don't go like in sports.
Yeah.
Like why you go? How you gonna try to say you didn't do it on purpose?
Hey,
And he's jumping and going for it, Dorian. That's what I'm saying. Like Luis Suarez, if I could look it up, but like Luis Suarez back when he was in England, he was just going left and right on people, like and
Yeah.
for World Cups too.
Yeah, that
Can
was
we look up these plays, Danny, as we do this? Because I got a good play for you guys to look up when it's my turn. too.
Where? Yeah, we can
I
do
think
that.
this is.
Luis
I mean, I
Suarez.
don't know if it'll lag.
by Chiellini.
Uh,
Yeah, that's when he bites Chiellini, the Italian defender, man. That was in the World Cup. And
That
then
was
he
in the
started
World
playing
Cup.
off.
just because of this, and then like you can also say Maradona in soccer because he used his hands to block the to stop the ball. He was like, "Yo, I gotta do what I gotta do to win," because that was pretty dirty though.
I mean, but
The
that's
handball.
not scary, though. That's dirty.
That's just no, yeah. But the question is, who's like the dirtiest player that you don't want? You're so scared to play against.
Dirty is scary because you're gonna get hurt, man.
Exactly.
That's my player, is the dirtiest one.
Italy's Giorgio Chiellini during the win
Yeah, there's no excuse for that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
Did it?
Look at his shirt. Look at his shirt.
I've never seen that before. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened either.
No, I didn't recognize the play, but when you just pulled it up, I remember that happened.
It was like, I don't know if it was 2010 or even like 2006 World Cup, but it was like early in the 2000s, like one of those World Cups. He just went for it, and it was very famous back in the time, or back in the day.
What possesses you to do that? That's crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he was just
To
starving.
play
or
the
something.
game, man.
Winning
He was
by
starving.
The weather must have got to him.
Something, man. That's
It
crazy.
gets hot out there. You running around for a long time. I'd be hot too.
Hey, maybe he got hungry.
Huh?
Maybe he got
Something.
hungry.
Yeah.
Some Italian. I don't know.
Nah, you can't, bro. Because he's an Italian soccer player. I mean, yeah. I mean, another person I want to bring, not just the person, because I was gonna be like saying Bill Lambier, Dennis Rodman, you got for basketball, right?
Dennis
But
I
that
was
when
going to
I
say
was-
the bad
I was-
boys.
I was going for the list, and I was like, I might as well just mention every player that was on the roster for the Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Bad boys, they would punch you in the face just
You
because.
need to watch that 30 for 30 if you haven't. That's my favorite one.
Oh, it's
I
one of-
watched
it's a
it.
great
I
one.
watched
It's
it.
a great one. You know what's
Really
crazy
good.
though? Because they were so dirty, they created what's known now as the Jordan rule. Like, if he
Yep.
was coming to the paint, it's elbows for everyone.
Yeah, they would beat him up, man.
I'm about to say
Let's-
they were whooping his ass. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Catching him in the
trying
to
air,
think.
throwing him on the ground, elbowing him, pushing him,
Mhm.
punching him. It's crazy.
Kicking, like, everything. You grab
Everything.
Like,
You name it, they
like
did
some
it to him.
WWE. They would do some WWE maneuvers sometimes, like a clothesline.
Exactly.
Hey,
You name
but
it, they did it.
the most important thing is that it worked and they swept Jordan. And Jordan ain't
Exactly.
never been
It
It
got
didn't
into
work.
Jordan's psyche.
He got the
into
weight room.
Bulls.
He had to go lift after that.
Yeah.
He had to do something.
He did.
He said you can give us 50, but you gonna be hurting after the end of the game.
Exactly.
That's why, like, it's kind of crazy, but that strategy was so effective for them. You know what I mean?
It worked.
It worked, not just for Jordan. Like, any other team they would play too. Like, Larry Bird used to get so tight against them.
Yep.
The Lakers.
And that style of basketball, it works even like nowadays when you think of the 2016 Cavs, the way that they defended Steph.
Yeah.
Like, you can't chase Steph around a screen, so they would just grab him and pull him and push him.
It's better to tear him out.
Pat
Yeah,
Beverly.
it's just a little wear
Pat
and tear
Beverly.
over
Pat
a-
Beverly.
over a
Pat
week or two.
Beverly's a dirty player. Bro, he injured Russell Westbrook. I'm still to this day, I say that he ended it on purpose.
Zaza Pachulia.
Sasa
Yeah,
Pachulia, bro.
yeah.
I
It's
hate
because of
I
him
hate
that we
him
have
so
all
much.
these 3-point plays.
I hate him so much.
That foot though caused more injuries than it did points in any game.
Exactly. On Kawhi though, like, come on.
I'm gonna
I got-
say
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Patrick Beverly. It's funny y'all said that, but then I took it back and I'm thinking, who's dirtier than Patrick Beverly?
Marcus Smart.
And I thought back, I'm like,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't want to play against Ron Artest.
Ooh, Metal
The
World.
Jackson.
Malice of the Palace, man.
And
Dallas
I don't know
Dallas.
if y'all remember when he was with the Lakers, he had dunked on Serge Ibaka and was
Yeah,
beating
I
on
remember.
his chest and looked at James Harden and just elbowed
Just
him
elbowed
square in
him.
the side of his head and gave him a concussion.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are you doing?
He was crazy too.
Oh,
He wanted.
yeah.
He was out. He wasn't out there to play basketball. He was out there to fight. Like,
He
like
pretty much
He's
was,
like,
bro.
Yeah, when he's in the stands, beating the hell out of fans.
Mhm. The
And then
Malice in the
still was
Palace is
allowed to
one of
play
the
after that?
my favorite like historical events in the history of sports, bro. Because you gotta take into like account, like they were losing, and then Ben Wallace and that happened and whatnot, and then
Yep.
out of nowhere, like Ron Artest and Steven Jackson, they like got in the stands because like someone threw a water bottle or a drink, and then it
Threw
just
beer
went
on 'em.
loose. It went loose,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, in fairness, those fans kind of deserved it. Like,
they did, but
I'm not
Don't
one
throw
for
beer.
saying. Yeah, I'm not saying one for like players to just jump in the stands and
Oh,
beat
yeah.
fans up, obviously, but don't throw a beer at me, dog. Like this isn't
Yeah.
football where it'll fall on the field. Like this is basketball. This court's not that big.
Yeah.
And he hit him with
Yeah.
it too. That's the thing. It wasn't like it missed him and it got on the court. Like
Yeah,
he
it
hit
hit
him
him.
with a full cup of beer. Nah, you gotta get these hands after that.
Oh, I
That's
remember
facts.
that. I remember that. You know, one thing that's really crazy about the Malice in the Palace, people don't remember or don't even think about, is Indiana and Detroit. After that, historically, their attendance numbers went down by a lot. I remember
Yeah.
Indiana, or because it's Malice in the Palace because it was in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
So I saw like years ago, I saw a stat telling you that the attendance and the sales and tickets and things like that were decreasing, and that they was like very hard for the Pistons for the longest time, and still to this day, honestly, if you think about it, because that's kind of recent too. They have not been able to be top 10 in attendance, or even top 15 or top 20 in attendance since that.
That's crazy. I believe it though.
Another thing is that the Pistons haven't really been good since then.
Mhm.
So people not trying to see that.
No,
Yeah.
that's another factor. That's another factor.
Can I bring up a football name?
Go for it,
Yep.
my G.
Do you guys know who Vontez Burfict is?
Yes.
Do you see if you don't know who he is? He's the dirtiest NFL player of all
Bro.
time. Period.
He was
He's
also just out
recent.
there to fight.
Yeah, he was on the Bengals. He's the one that hurt AB. Y'all
Yep.
remember that hit on Antonio Brown and like knocked him nuts, right?
Yeah.
But he had $5 million of lost salary. I looked up over his career. Was suspended 22 games in his 8-year career.
Yep.
He would just knock the hell out of everybody, dude. Now he's a free agent. He was on the Raiders and the Bengals. You should look up some of those hits at some point. He was pretty nuts, man, because he was
Right,
good. He was
like
a Pro Bowler.
Some of those hits are like, I probably wouldn't get up for him. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Is
Jack
that bad?
Doyle.
Like that was how
No,
blatantly
it's that
obvious this
bad.
guy was?
It's that bad.
You can look up his
damn.
hit on Jack Doyle and Antonio Brown. The Jack
One
Doyle
on
one
AB
got him
was just
suspended
crazy.
12.
I'll look
got
up
him
the
suspended for 12
the
games.
one with Antonio Brown real quick, Viv. How do you
The-
spell his
Yeah,
name?
Vontez, Vontaz. It'll come up. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
there you go.
Davis.
The thing about the Antonio Brown hit is that if he just makes a regular tackle on them, the Bengals win the playoff game.
Yeah.
That hit moved them up 15 yards, and I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah,
It did.
it cost them the game, and it's a playoff.
Yeah, like,
Crazy.
he can't do that.
I mean-
And ever since then, Antonio Brown's been wilding out, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he knocked his noodles loose. Like crazy. That hit like I remember watching that. I was watching that game and I was just like, oh my God.
He only got a 3-game suspension for that, by the way. I know it's laggy. It's hard to tell, man.
Yeah,
That sucks.
I'm gonna need a
Anyways, you need
replay
to
for
see it.
that.
You need to
I think
see
they're
it
gonna
on
give
your
us a
own.
replay,
But he just
but
leaves
he
helmet
looks
to
like
helmet.
he'd be a dirty player.
Dude, he was nuts. He has, like I said, $5 million of his salary has been forfeited to fines, which is just crazy to think
That's
about,
crazy.
right?
That is a
22
lot
games.
of money for fines.
Yeah, 22 games he's missed, and he only played 8 years. I mean, that just tells you. And they blackballed him from the league because nobody wants him. Anyways,
Yeah.
I know it's laggy, but at some point, Danny, look that hit up, man. He's got a
I'm
whole.
trying to
he's
see
got
if
a
the
whole
replay
highlight reel.
works.
It's hard. Zoom's too laggy. No wonder our students can't see anything.
Oh,
He got
Yeah.
wrecked. Yeah, he killed it.
that
man.
is uncalled for. What the?
That's why AB is psycho, man.
Yeah. He
For real,
literally
he's
messed
got-
AB up.
He's got
Too many
CTE
concussions,
now.
yo.
Seriously. I mean, anybody talks about AB being crazy, I just show him that video. Yeah, it just
Yep.
tells you.
It's not
Yeah,
really
that's-
his fault.
That's CTE for you.
Yep.
His
Pretty
brain's
much.
fucked.
Immediate CTE.
Yeah,
He just got
Absolutely.
anger issues. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that name up. If you're an NFL fan,
got you.
at least one of you knew who he was.
Mhm.
Yeah, I knew. Zach, as soon as you started saying his name, I knew who you were talking about. I was thinking about that too.
I
Yeah,
forget the
that's
name in hockey, but there's this one guy that played for the Boston Bruins back in the day who would just be elbowing everyone. I think it's Chara, it's his last name.
That kind of sounds familiar. I'm not really like a hockey fan, but that
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
I can think about it, but I remember the Boston Bruins and Montreal Canadiens games back in like the 90s and 2000s. And even nowadays, they were getting very like it was. I saw a YouTube video once, and it was like how like the amount of suspensions, the amount of injuries, the amount of violations, fines that these teams had, like historically, was the most in any of all like the 4 major sports.
That's actually crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Hockey fights are nuts.
I
You
love
should
when
have
they
talked
go.
about.
What?
I was just gonna say you just made me want to talk about scary like injuries and shit in hockey or stuff in hockey. That's just what that reminded me of. Sorry, I just kind of thought out loud. Did you ever see the one where he got cut across the neck with a skate?
Oh,
Y'all never saw that video? The goalie got split in the throat with a skate. Dude.
No,
it was
I
a
have
pro
seen
hockey
that.
game. It was nuts, dude. He almost died. That just reminded me of that. Sorry, that
Damn.
was like the scariest injury I could ever imagine. That or Kevin Ware.
That's
Yeah.
Kevin Ware.
Kevin
oh my
Ware's was
God.
very scary. Kevin
Paul
Ware-
George too.
Paul
Paul
George.
George, and there's Sean Livingston too, in my opinion.
Sean Livingston, yeah.
Did we already talk about this, Danny? I kind of
We
have
no, we did talk about
We
this
talked
last
about
time
it.
I
Okay.
was with
I
you,
thought so.
Tanner. That is
Okay.
very funny though, because it came back to light. A real quick side question I got for all 4 of you guys, and I wanted like a specific like yes or no if you agree. What would you say that hockey is one of the most difficult sports to play? And the only reason
Yeah.
I say this is because you first off, you it's not even how talented you are in the sport of hockey. First, you gotta actually know how to skate
And skate good.
and
Yep.
skate
Fast.
good. Because in
Skating is
basketball,
hard.
you gotta dribble the ball. That's all the actual fundamentals and talents. You don't have to do anything beforehand. You actually start training for the sport. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like
No,
there's
that's
no other
true.
sport that you can like bring that up with, unless it's something like a water sport or like or another ice sport. I guess you could. I don't know, because I can't think of anything that would apply to that. Would you guys agree with me or?
Hockey's
You're-
definitely one of the most like the harder
Yes.
sports.
You gotta be real
It's
coordinated.
tiring.
I feel like hockey is so hard because like these are elite level skaters before they're even hockey players. And then when you think of like the actual hockey puck is like the size of your hand, and these dudes are slinging it 50 feet across the ice. They stop it on a dime. Like there's
Crazy
offsides in
speeds.
hockey. While they're skating full speed, 15, 20 miles per hour, they have to stop, make sure
In
they're
the
not
cold.
offside, cross first. Like it's a lot going on.
And
Not to
with
mention guys are trying to slam into them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. And also, you got like I find it so intriguing in hockey how they do it, but like there's no like what's it called? I forget what's it called in basketball when there's a turnover. So it says like it's a dead ball. There's like no dead
Yeah.
ball in hockey. They either do like if it goes out of bounds, like you would do it, put it in the ice, and they do a face off. But substitutions just happen throughout the game. So not
Yep.
only are you skating throughout the whole game, back and forth, whatever. When they like, there's a substitution, you get the whole situation where you gotta be able to make sure that you go from skates back onto like the floor, and I don't know. I just feel like it's very complicated with the whole. It's you got metal
It
pieces
is.
on your
It's
feet.
complicated.
You got metal pieces on your feet, man. I don't know, but
I mean, I feel slightly different. I mean, hockey isn't that difficult of a sport. It's similar to lacrosse. You get offsides, the ball resets. You're no opposition. It's not, you two guys are going after one puck. You get actually possession of it, and you go from there. But what I do want to respond to your question with another question. I do believe hockey is a difficult sport, and I'm not trying to disrespect any of the other sports. It just requires one of the most important aspects of any athlete, and that's durability, and that's challenging for any sport. But
Yeah.
hockey, even though it has a lot of protection, it, in my opinion, is not the most dangerous sport or scariest. To me, is rugby, because one injury from that, your whole life is messed up. Not just your career, your whole life is messed
Yeah.
up. You just die.
Yeah, rugby's crazy
In a
too.
wheelchair, you could be one-legged after that. I mean, you could be in a serious
yeah.
life-ending injury. Your
No
function
protection.
isn't
It's
the
just
same
you.
as bad.
I do find it pretty crazy how rugby players don't have really that much protection at all. It just mind boggles me. I don't know. And I've seen hockey, and it's like they'll be running and going, and I'll be like, bro, you can't do that without like what?
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
that's
yeah,
a very valid point. I say rugby is probably the most dangerous sport because if you still can get concussions with football with helmets, imagine rugby.
I feel like the most dangerous sport is it has to be MMA.
Okay.
UFC,
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Right. Like,
Okay.
that is a sport, and the goal is to beat each other up.
You're
Yeah.
literally the reason you do your
So,
sport is to
versus
make sure the other
defense,
person doesn't stand up. Like, yes, it's the most
Exactly.
dangerous sport. It's very 50-50. You don't
Yeah.
know if you're gonna win every day. Like you're not Khabib. Like, you know what I mean? You can't be like going on like on the
break
undefeated.
your leg in the middle of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally
I feel like
have
that's
legs.
Jimmy though.
Yeah, that stuff's hard. I used to do MMA and UFC and stuff like that growing up, and like, it's hard. It's very hard, especially like taking punches. Like especially if you're going round after round after round, and just taking punches and stuff. It's hard.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Honestly, I can't even because it takes such a big toll on your body too.
Yeah, it's a mental thing too.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be worried about so much at once. Like, in like boxing, it's dangerous too, but you only have to worry about punches. Like if you
Yeah,
get
yeah. I was about to say that with boxing's dangerous, but you MMA, you gotta worry about the person punching, kicking, or grappling you, or a submission, or like
Submissions. Yep.
yeah, or all of the above. Like you could be
Exactly.
standing with him, get punched, get kicked, get kneed, get slammed on your head, and then get your arm broken.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's bone
Early
contact for sure.
seconds.
It's bone to bone
crazy.
contact. I mean, it's definitely a very scary experience or sport.
Yeah, it hurts. Trust me, it hurts.
to go back to go and backtrack on the third question real quick to finish it off. You guys got any other player that you can think of that's a very dirty player?
I'm going to say like Draymond Green. I don't think he's like the dirtiest player, but
No. Okay.
he's
I
had
didn't
some-
want to say Draymond Green. I wanted someone
Yeah.
else to say Draymond Green for me so I could just back them up.
Yeah, he's had some questionable moments.
Draymond is trash. I'm sorry.
I think Draymond is very trash. I'm sorry.
yeah, he's overrated.
I know people like
He's
Draymond.
The
but
problem with
overrated.
Draymond is he fit the system perfectly, and you don't
Hey,
have
that's
too many
the
people
thing.
in the system. So how is he going to be good without those two people from the system? You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, he looks bad now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll look good when they come back though.
Yeah, hopefully, you're saying that because like your recency bias in your head is telling you, well, last time I saw Draymond Green play with them too, they got to the finals.
I feel like when he knows he has other people around him, I don't know. He's just a different Draymond. Like now, he doesn't have anyone, so it's not like
he can't be that guy.
Yeah, he's not that
Yeah.
guy. He's
Not
not
that
an
guy.
ISO scorer. He can't.
Yeah, he's a role
Just shoot
player.
off a
He's your
screen.
He's a
typical.
third option.
He's your very
he's
good
just
on
a heart.
defense and very hustle, a lot of hustle, very effective role player. By like, that's all you can really say about Draymond. Like defensively, he will lock anyone up. I'll give him that. He's a good defender. Offensively, he is not much of a creator or orchestrator at all. Although
Yeah.
he gets his assist, he gets some
I think-
assists.
Yeah, he's a good creator. I think in basketball you need three things, or three out of the four things. You either need a superstar, another star, a great coach, or an elite role player. You need three
Yeah.
of the four to win.
Yeah,
So the Warriors, they had Stephen Curry,
Steph,
okay, cool.
Clay,
Superstar, Clay, star, okay, cool. He'll give you 30 and guard your best player all night. And then Draymond is like, okay, elite role player. One game he might give you 15, 10, and 10. Next game he'll give you,
2, 5,
8
and
points,
2. Like,
8
Yep.
points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. Like you need those games, and then you got the coach with Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
So, but I think
Yeah.
if a basketball team has 3 out of those 4, then they can compete.
I agree with you. That's a very
Yeah.
good observation. You really do need at least a lot of
Like
those
Miami.
components.
Miami this year.
Yep. Great coach. You had a great star. Elite role players.
Elite role players.
Yeah, but they didn't have that superstar. That was the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They
Jimmy
had a
didn't-
good
He didn't really reach.
Jimmy played well, but he's not a super honor Anthony Davis.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's
So-
not just gonna just switch the game
Played
like
he
that.
played well though. He tried. He played his little heart out.
Mhm.
Yeah, hey, he got my respect. Listen,
Mhm.
what he did
Hey.
was crazy though.
You know, he did. What Jimmy did was very impressive. I do have two athletes I do want to add to this discussion
Yeah.
before I finish.
Where
Randy Johnson, man, that pitcher
Oh,
was like 6 foot, crazy hair, killed a
Mhm.
bird
Yeah.
one time. And Mike
Yeah.
Tyson, man, you never know what that.
Oh
crazy
my
dude
God.
ever
Mike
up to.
Tyson was crazy.
I mean, he was the most intimidating boxer of his generation.
Hmm
Everybody was
Mike
scared of
Tyson's still scary.
him.
He's still scary. Yeah.
Who owns a tiger? Unless you're the Tiger King.
He's mentally unstable.
Yeah, like he
Antonio
actually
Brown,
said
too?
like he will kill you.
Yeah, he has two tigers.
And he talks really funny too.
Yeah, his lisp.
he has his own
He's really
cartoon.
in shape now.
Yeah,
Did
he
you see his
is.
videos? He got really in shape.
Yeah.
He's about to whoop
Ready to
somebody's
fight again.
ass.
50 years old.
Yeah, I know he's nuts.
He might not
him
even
and
fight.
Junior are fighting in
Roy Jones,
November.
Roy Jones, he might back out, man. He
Man,
Wait,
doesn't know if he wants
what's
to
the
fight
fight
him.
again? It's Roy Jones Jr. versus Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
That's why he's getting. I remember that he was got a fight coming up soon. I was like thinking about it the other day too. Okay.
Yeah, he was talking about backing out. I'd back
Who?
out too.
Who's
Who's
backing up?
Tyson or Roy Jones?
Roy Jones.
Yeah,
Why?
I wouldn't get.
I wouldn't want to fight Mike Tyson. Are you crazy?
You're still Roy Jones.
don't care how
though.
old he
I mean,
is.
I mean,
He just got that psycho though.
I don't know. I feel like Roy Jones.
Tattoo, man.
He's not as in shape as Mike Tyson. Mike
okay,
Tyson's
yeah,
like
that's a good. Yep, you're right.
like he's actually like training right now. I don't feel like Roy Jones is doing the same shit that he's doing.
Hey, let's not forget the dude that beat what's that? Joshua, what's his name? The British boxer, the Mexican boxer. that knocked
Anthony
him out?
Joshua.
Yeah,
Anthony
Joshua.
Joshua.
The dude who knocked him out didn't look physically fit like Mike Tyson did, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, appearance don't
That
always
is true.
matter, but Mike is a beast.
Hey, all it takes is
Trying
one
to
good
disrespect
punch.
the legend.
Yeah. Boxing
It takes
that's
one
one
good
sport.
punch.
Yep, one good punch. That's the way I live
And
by.
that's it.
And with like, yeah.
All it
Real quick,
takes.
you guys mentioned Jimmy Butler. You can check on the description of the video the link to my SoundCloud song called Jimmy Butler. Check it out. By the way, it's gonna be on the description. You got it.
Word.
Thanks for the plug-in, Dorian NG.
Got
Uh,
you.
Let's go on with the last question to finish the episode off because we kind of been like messing with this topic a little bit already. What's the one trade signing, release, transfer, whatever? It can be either that it actually happened or what if scenario, like back in history, it was gonna happen, but then it didn't happen. Like,
Chris Paul
what's
to
the
the
one that
Lakers.
you would say is like the most scariest, or the one that you're like, if my team has to play against those people because of that, I don't want it. Like, you know what I mean?
Chris Paul to the Lakers. I wish it never got vetoed.
That's
Shout out
true.
to the
That would have been crazy.
Kobe would have had his 6th ring.
I know.
Yeah, Kobe would have even 7.
Probably. If he
You never know.
'cause
Like,
he had to carry that team and ended up tearing his Achilles that year.
yep.
So if he didn't have to carry that team and had an actual point guard aside from Steve Nash, might have saved his career a little longer.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I love Steve Nash. He just wasn't good anymore.
I do love
But he's,
Yeah.
he's
I love
still
I love
amazing.
Too. I just hate it because we should have had Chris Paul instead of him. That's all.
Yeah, he was not
Yeah.
good in the Lakers for sure.
Yeah.
He was injury prone at that time.
He was too old, I think.
Too old. I'm glad he's my
I
coach.
brought
though.
up-
I remember he couldn't even sit on the
Exactly. Because his back, right?
like he had to,
I
sit on-
remember
he had to sit on the floor when he got subbed out of games. It made no sense. Like his back was that bad. He couldn't sit in
Yeah.
like one of the foldable
That's
chairs.
a problem. Like that's
That's
a
how
problem.
you know. That's how you know if you're paying this guy too much money, you gotta reevaluate the contract next time it comes up.
Facts.
He didn't get another one.
Exactly.
didn't.
No, wait, he retired with the Lakers, right? I'm not
Yeah,
fucking.
I
He
thought,
didn't
didn't
like
he?
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One that I have in mind is like I don't want to see Giannis go to Golden State.
Ah, you son of a! You took mine, man. Sorry.
My bad.
I had it all laid out, man. I have all the
No, then go
potential places
for
he
it.
could go.
Like what you got laid out with it? Because I just don't want
What?
to see Giannis go with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I feel like it'd be the KD situation kind of all over again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's right. He's on. He could sign his supermax extension, right, or whatever. So
Yeah.
which is like what, like 200 something. It's some nuts amount, right?
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, then they might have to trade him, is my understanding, right? Is that what do I have that right? I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's right. Is that
They
'cause
would
his
have
contract
to, I
year
feel
isn't
like.
until 2021, right?
Yeah,
got
they
one more
don't
year.
they don't have to trade him, but the thing is he'll be playing this would be his last year upcoming, and then he'll hit free agency. Basically,
But they would be silly not to trade him
Yeah.
because they need you let him walk if not, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what
So-
you mean. So,
I
because the
have
Supermax
some-
situation, that
Yeah.
that would happen either this offseason it starts, if I'm not mistaken. That's when he's eligible for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
$200
you got
million.
one season left to decide. And
What you want
both
to do?
parties, Giannis got to decide if he wants to sign the Supermax and stay there, or Milwaukee's like, hey, he's not signing the Supermax. What do we do? Because you're right, Tanner. You have to trade him. I'd rather get something and bet better than nothing.
And
Yeah.
the 4 teams I saw that were scary to me were the Warriors, the Mavericks, the Pelicans potentially in the future if Zion develops, and then the 76ers maybe. But 2 of them have to give up big pieces. Like the Mavs would have to give up Porzingis, probably,
Yeah.
and then the Sixers would have to give up Simmons. But just the thought of Antetokounmpo and Embiid or Antetokounmpo and Luka is kind of
Yeah.
crazy to me, in my opinion. I just think
Yeah.
that would, especially the Mavericks, They would be
Giannis
tough.
and Luka.
they would be tough. Come on.
That's gross.
That
Exactly.
that would be a nasty combination. The one thing that I want to say about this whole Giannis situation is, I hear a lot of people giving Giannis a lot of like negativity or just being like very critical on him, like, oh, you got 2 MVPs, but you can't even like get past the second round. If you really look over like Giannis like playoff history, though, this is only his like second run in the playoffs. In the sense, the first time he actually played in the playoffs and was significant was against Boston. First round, they went to 7 games. Middleton had to make a half-court shot to send it to overtime, but they ended up
Yeah.
losing anyway. Whatever. Okay, that's his first time they were actually in the playoffs because the Bucks weren't really that good either. So you gotta get. I hate that a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, Giannis doesn't deserve MVP. He can't even get his team to the finals and all this." He's still pretty young in his career, and this like it's finally like he's only been in the playoffs 2 years after that. 1 defeat. He made it to the conference finals the first time. He made it to semifinals the second time. And not only that, they still managed to get the best record in the regular season too. That proves you something, at least in that perspective. I feel like he should stay in Milwaukee and try to see if they can build a better team around him. But with this day and age of NBA, it's more likely that he might ask for a trade eventually. I feel bad. But like he kind of looks like he'd be a loyal person. Like if there's someone I would like to bank my money on, I feel like Giannis would be very loyal.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like. I feel like he's not gonna leave. I hope he doesn't leave, but like Giannis, he's still young. He has time.
24, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's 24 right now. He's still got 6 minimum years of like prime in him.
Yeah.
Because if this isn't his prime, imagine if he had a shot, for example. Now that would be scary. But then,
Yeah, he's still developing.
I
If he
agree.
gets the LeBron treatment, he's got 10 more years.
yeah, you've got a really good point.
I don't know. I feel like
Definitely facts.
I feel like he might retire before he reaches his 40th birthday, but I could be wrong. That is a whole different conversation. I don't mean to, like open that can of worms, but the one thing I do want to add is a different player in a different sport, which would be Cristiano. Back in 2003, when he had his breakout season in Sporting
Yep.
Lisbon
Yeah.
in Portugal, he
Yeah,
happened to play against Manchester United in the Champions League, group stages, and that won the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson, the man trainer.
Yeah,
He had a trial at Arsenal in 2003
yeah,
under Arsene Wenger before his 22-year spell ended. But while he was there, he almost got the job. But Manchester United swooped up and scooped him up.
yeah.
I would imagine how impressive. He's already a great athlete as it is, but I just wonder how great of an athlete he would have been even more, and how quickly he might have accelerated and kind of just put Messi and just never have allowed him
Away.
if he was under the Arsenal's Invincibles that year. Because that same year, Arsenal won.
That's a very good point because that was during the time that the Arsenal's Invincibles team was around. So, man, adding Ronaldo, having that, it'd be kind of like, imagine what would happen if Carmelo got drafted by the Pistons and that was the championship. Like, you get what I'm saying in the sense, like you bringing up a person that could be the future of your team under like a team already that's so well constructed, and it's doing perfect right now with all these legends. You know what I mean?
For sure,
Yep.
but I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't his decision to go to Man U. It was just
Oh, no, of course, yeah, I get, yeah.
it could have gone either way. And I mean, obviously, Man U was playing the money game and they won that battle. But I always wonder, like, how could that have turned out in the sports of soccer? Because he and Messi had a rivalry, but Messi bloomed later than Ronaldo because of age. But if he had accelerated at the rate Messi did at his age, would Messi have ever been relevant? That's what I wonder.
Yeah, that is a very good argument that you're bringing up because, like, that's the thing. Because Messi, like, blossomed. Like, he hit his growth spurt, I guess you could call it. I don't know if that makes sense. He hit it later than Ronaldo. But
don't forget his team did beat. That's the reason why he left Man U. That last defeat he got in the Champions League final was against Messi, but Messi wasn't yet the true starter yet that we see him as today. He was part of that team that whooped Cristiano's butt, and then he went to Real Madrid the year after.
And then the rivalry started and everything.
Yeah, and that's
talking about Messi. Another in regards to the question, for example, I had him and what would happen if he would have actually went to Manchester City this offseason. Because that would have been He's a
system product, not
exactly. That's the problem with anything when you say, "Oh, Messi going to this team," is Messi is defined by a system in the sense like it's just like give and go offense. It's just pass it.
Barcelona without Messi, it's Lona. They're lone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
Messi.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good argument you made. Another one that I could think of is probably for like baseball is what would have happened if what would happen if like the Yankees decided to blow it up and then either go for like trade away Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, for example, them two people. Because for example, Boston just did it out of nowhere. They traded Mookie Betts to the Dodgers, and now the Dodgers are currently in the World Series right now, right?
Yep.
So I mean
3-2.
3-2?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I generally don't know how to feel about the World Series right now because I'm a Yankees fan and the Rays eliminated us. But then the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You do not want the Dodgers to win, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These Dodgers, man. Dorian, are you a Dodgers fan? Because you're a Lakers fan or not?
Oh. Nah, I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm not big into baseball. I wouldn't say I have a team.
Okay, but this is the thing. The Dodgers have been in the last 3 World Series, bro, and they haven't won it. Like at this point, I'm like, bro, you keep being here, but like you haven't swept anyone. I don't see you sweeping. Like you lost to the Nationals. You lost to the Nationals, bro. It's not saying the Nationals aren't a good team. It's just saying the Nationals were like the underdog with the crazy like Cinderella March Madness run.
Yeah,
you couldn't defeat them when they were supposed to be light work.
Bryce Harper.
Hey, we got a chip though. That's all.
Yeah, you trade away Bryce Harper and you win a World Series next year.
Yeah.
We got the chip.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, guy. Did you just say that, Dorian? Did you just say that they traded Bryce Harper and then won the chip next year?
Yeah, like they didn't re-sign him, and then all of a sudden they won next year. It's kind of like damn.
Like that's the type of situation I'm telling you. The Dodgers still couldn't beat.
It's not his fault.
Like. So I don't know. I'm not the hugest Dodgers supporter. I don't know how to feel because it's like the Clippers making the second round over and over again when they had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. It's like, okay, we get it. You're making a second round. That's pretty cute. Look at you. You're growing up. Can you do something else? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're salty the Lakers won. They're salty as hell the Lakers won.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine Kawhi Leonard right now.
This is supposed to be them this year for sure. That's what everybody thought in the beginning, if I remember correctly.
The Clippers, yeah.
People are stupid.
What?
Just people are stupid. Like I don't know how anyone picked the Clippers when you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the same team, and everybody, Kawhi and Paul George. It's like who's guarding Anthony Davis?
The Clippers.
It's not about who's guarding. Who's guarding Anthony Davis? And they couldn't even finish. They ate the Nuggets up in 5.
Hey, but don't talk about my Denver Nuggets, bro. They were my bubble team, yo. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray were showing every one of y'all guys.
Nah,
they were showing every one of y'all guys.
I don't like Jamal Murray.
You don't?
Was he the one that put a video on his Instagram?
Yep.
He's a fool. That was weird. I remember that. That was really weird. So, yeah. I don't even want to watch his games anymore.
The reason I don't like Jamal Murray Like he a good player. I guess. But I remember it was a couple years ago, it was Lonzo's rookie year. The Nuggets were up like 8 with like 10 seconds left. And they were just dribbling out the clock, and like Lonzo was walking to the bench, and Jamal Murray like bounced the ball around him and was like basically trying to like dribble a circle around Lonzo as he's walking off the court. And I don't know, I didn't like that really. And then also when Kyrie was on the Celtics, the Nuggets, they had beaten the Celtics, and it was like 10 seconds left in the game. Jamal Murray had 47 points, and he shot a 3 to get 50. But the thing is, they were up by so many. Kyrie was like, yo, like, why are you shooting the ball at all? Just dribble the clock out. So Kyrie took the – y'all remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah,
now that you mention it, I do.
Yeah, I don't like Jamal Murray. He's a front runner. Anytime they win it, he got something nice to say. And then as soon as they lose, it's a team game. Shut up.
No, I really like them both because they're like a nice duo when they're cooking and everything. But I will say Jamal Murray is the more inconsistent one. I feel like because last season you saw it in the playoffs. He did a little bit against in the first round against San Antonio, but then when it came to Portland, they kind of struggled a little bit. But yeah. They're still pretty young. That duo is still pretty young when you think about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they might do something in the future. That's the problem, though. It's the West. It's pretty scary. Boom.
They needed somebody besides Millsap, though, when they gave him that big contract. They should have gotten somebody else. They'd be further, I feel like.
Yeah.
They put a lot of money into Paul
At least Millsap, his contract expires this offseason, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one good thing. So they can make a move or something. They gotta play Michael Porter Jr. more, and they gotta start my man Bol too. You can
they have to play Bol. You
gotta do Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Michael Porter Jr., Bol, and Nikola Jokic. That's my starting lineup. What do you guys think? I feel like Bol can shoot enough. I think Bol can shoot enough to like his height and him being in the post doesn't hinder Jokic, so he'll be more in the perimeter. And on defense, you would finally have a 7-2 guy, so that can actually try better than on defense than Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bobo would get picked on.
Bobo would have helped, but I feel like 80 would have gave him hell.
Oh yeah, definitely.
80 would have gave him hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would get picked on.
That's 50.
He's like 7'4", 230 pounds.
Yeah, he's
heavier than his dad. His dad was like 200. His dad was on 200.
Am I tripping? Did they have Nurkic at the same time they had Jokic? Am I making that up?
Yes,
they did.
That's crazy.
They did technically.
Traded Nurkic.
I know that's nuts that they were both on the same team at one point. In my opinion,
I feel like they let him go too quick.
Y'all know how bad Denver is with trading like young players. They traded away Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell too. Did you guys not know that? Denver drafted them two. So imagine having Rudy and Jokic or Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray all in the same team.
They had Gobert?
They drafted Gobert.
And then they traded him.
I didn't know that.
They traded Gobert. That's why. I think Gobert was on draft night or Mitchell was on draft night and then Gobert was like a weeks later or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Mitchell was draft night because I remember that.
Yeah.
That draft was crazy.
Yeah. All right, my guys. This is the end of the episode. First off, I wanted to start saying thank you so much to each one of y'all because I appreciate this, that you guys joined us for the season premiere of the season 2 of Blunt Talk. Any final thoughts for all of you guys? You guys can each take a turn and say something if you want.
All right, I'll start. I like what you're doing, Dan. Keep it going. I wanted to start a podcast, but I don't think I have what it takes. But I like what you're doing. Keep it up. Okay. This is good shit.
Okay.
And I watch every episode, bro. Keep going.
My G.
Danielle, I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this round talk. We should do this more often.
Yeah. I'm calling it the Roundtable.
The Roundtable. I like it. But you might come after you, and then I ask you to take that Knicks jersey off too because it's pretty ugly. But
what you mean, yo?
Bro, that is the ugliest Knicks jersey that they ever have worn. By the way,
right. I appreciate it. I know no disrespect to Melo. It's a good jersey, or is that Porzingis?
It's RJ Barrett.
Wrong one. You got Barrett.
No.
You got the wrong player. You should have picked up Zion.
What you mean?
He's real good.
Anyways, thank you so much. I appreciate the feature again. I enjoyed it. There's Melo.
Yes,
What's on
sir.
it? You got a stain on it.
Oh, it's the search.
Oh, it's signed. Oh,
This is
I literally
autograph.
thought that
You
was
didn't
a
realize?
spot. Oh, I was like, why is he
He's
showing
a
us his
stain
dirty
on it.
Mellow jersey?
You didn't have a stain on it. That's the autograph, right?
No, that's-
For anyone that says I'm not a
Yeah,
diehard Knicks fan, man. For anyone that doesn't say, for anyone that says,
No, that's a cool jersey. I really thought you were showing me a stain. Who is that? Who is that?
He's got the bobblehead.
Oh, Mello. I saw Mello in high school. Fun fact. I know we're about to wrap up. Yeah, at Oak Hill, man. It was awesome.
That's
Yeah, it was
dope.
great. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I was super young, but I remember I went with my family, but that was cool. Anyway,
that's crazy. All
thanks,
right.
Danny, for having me, man. You need to get me on. Any other time you want me on, just let me know.
No, definitely, my brother.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always down.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to meet you guys as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, it's nice to meet you guys too.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Dorian.
Sure. Najee, Dan, I already know y'all too. Y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Tanner, good meeting you.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Word.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. I think you liked.
Oh, is he back?
Dorian.
Yeah, man. This was fun. This is a good combo.
Yeah. I really appreciate all of you guys. I'll keep you updated for when this will be posted, uploaded, and everything, so you guys can share it and everything. And I'll keep you guys posted and everything. Thank you so much
All
again.
right, word. You guys stay safe, man.
Peace out, my people. Let me end the recording in 3, 2, 1.